Okay, everybody, welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies. I'm your host, Ian, and we have an upside-down AH-64 Apache here with some camo on it and a whole lot of masking tape because I've got to paint the landing gear. And again, thank you to Agora Models. It will be at the ipms World Nationals in Hampton, Virginia, August 2025. Come to the Agora Models booth, say hi to all the fine people from Agora, including one of the founder, the head dude, James, as well as a couple other staff there, and some idiot. If you're there on the right day, I'll be wearing an AH-64 Apache Hawaiian shirt that World of Wayne sent me a link to order, and it's ridiculous. So what we got to do now is I'm going to use my OD JGSDF. I'm going to paint the front and rear landing gear with that OD. And then I will hand paint the tires rubber black after the fact. Yeah, I think that's my plan. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to load up the airbrush with XF74. Focus. This GoPro is not quite as good as the Sony. And we're going to get this painted. Now you can stand this upside down if you get it right behind, like here, on 6 inches of something fairly solid and stable, which are these Kaleido paints that I was sent from Gallery that I have to review. But they're in plastic wrap, so we're good if we get them dirty. So I'm going to paint the landing gear. I'm going to spray her. Get her sprayed. Get her done. I'll be right back. Okay, so our bottom is finished. Our landing gear is painted. I've done the rubber black on the tires. They're looking great. We've got our stock green on the sensor pod on the HIDAS. And we're going to have our stock green on the rocket pods and the Hellfire racks and the engine inlets and rotor shaft, rotor hubs and all that. That's fine. We're going to flat clear everything. But the main paint job is finally done. So now what we got to do is clear coat this whole damn thing and then give it a black wash. And then we're going to put on decals. And to do the belly decals, we need 6 inches of solid stand to keep this stupid tail antenna off the table. If we didn't have this, we would need this many inches less. Measure it and figure it out. What I would do is cut the wide nub off the bottom of that antenna and do not put it in. Glue it in at the last minute after you paint it. You'll be good. So yeah. But yeah, we've got a lot of tiny bits here. There's still a few tiny bits to glue on. I'll paint them manually, like the big handly antenna bar that goes over here. But yeah, this is looking good. We've unmasked our chain gun, so that's looking good. It rotates. I might want to do a little paint work on that, but we will touch that up as needed. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. All right, everybody. Well, we got her done. The landing gear, that is. We've got that done. I've hit my hand into the fan. We did some rubber black on the tires. Landing gear is looking good. Same thing on the back, and we have flat cleared the entire thing. And if you spray on this Mr. Super Clear matte, with a fairly heavy coat at the end, you get kind of almost a semi-gloss. Not a dead flat, but not quite a semi-gloss. It's kind of eggshell, I guess. And I like that. I like that finish. Now what we got to do is I'm not going to do any like heavy chipping or petting on this. I'm just going to give it an overall dark wash just to darken down these colors a little. They're darker to the naked eye than this camera. This all looks really light on camera. It's definitely darker in person, especially once you get the flat clear on this. So we have some Humbrol odorless thinner, enamel thinners. They're really odorless. God, that cap is on there tight. It's definitely not odorless. I mean, ugh. Ugh. A little rough. We got some Tamiya black panel liner. She's been flat cleared, so she's sealed. So we're safe to play with thinners. And this isn't delicate Bandai, polystyrene. It's basically metal or ABS for the most part. So what we're gonna do is, unlike just, snipering this on in little spots, we're just gonna carpet bomb this thing with Tamiya panel liner. We're gonna get a pipette of it. We're probably gonna get one more pipette of it. There we go. Gonna close that jar up. Oh man, making a mess already. We're gonna get one fresh pipette. Grab a little, come on, child-proof safety cap from hell. Child-proof means adult-proof. Children could open these things and drink them and die. Adults, however, with arthritis, yeah, you're screwed. We'll get a little bit of extra enamel thinner into that Tamiya panel liner. And we're going to get a sloppy, cheap Amazon brush, and we're just going to kind of stir this mess up. And this is going to be ugly real quick, okay? We're just going to kind of slather it everywhere. Just wash it all over, like everywhere. I glued on the front of my nacelle intakes, and we're just going to kind of just get this everywhere. You can kind of see where we're going. We're just making a huge friggin' mess. We just want to darken everything up. So just keep, yeah, it's going to go everywhere. This is going to be dripping out of here for at least a day or two, probably. But yeah, all over the wings, the pylons, the nacelles. We still got enough on here. We could just drag it all over. Let's just get it everywhere. Kind of maybe a front to back pattern. Kind of sort of keep it sort of kind of even. And just get it everywhere. This is what I'm doing. You don't have to do this. This is my personal preference because I'm working fast. Because I've got a deadline to meet. Worky work, busy bee. I love that FedEx ad. How you doing, man? Worky work, busy bee. And just paint it all on there. Spread it out fast. You don't want it to drip underneath and make dark spots. We're going to get it all over. We're going to work really fast because this stuff dries pretty quick. But we want to make sure we just give everything a little bit of love, especially down in that well for the rotor head, and get it all over everything. And be gentle. Be gentle. She doesn't like it rough. But yeah, we're going to get it all over. There we go. I'm going to continue doing this all over the bird. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. And then I will come back to you, get it in those wheels, get it in these wing tips, get it all over the nacelles and pylons and fairings and all that good stuff. We're going to get her everywhere. And I'm going to do this, and I'll be back once this is like semi-dry, and then we'll show you what we're doing from there. But yeah, it should, fingers crossed, it should turn out better than it's starting to look right now. But yeah, I'm going to continue this, and I'll be back in a sec. All right, we're all slathered up with our tanning lotion. I don't know if you can really see the horribly messy effect we have here. But what we're going to do now is get rid of the panel liner. I could pour that back into the bottle. It's got a little extra thinner in it. Might not be the end of the world. Actually, let's not cry over spilt milk or wasted panel liner. There we go. put her back in there. We're going to use more of this later on the bottom. I got to flip her over. We're not as concerned with the bottom. What we do have is a little cup of just enamel spirits. And we're going to get a big fat brush, get some enamel spirits on here, and start kind of washing this off of here and dabbing it in the towel. Get that masking tape off of there. We're going to reactivate all the panel liner, and we're just going to kind of wipe it off of the main areas carefully. There's a lot of little greeblies on here, but yeah, we're gonna wipe it off. So we can get a little thinner, and we're gonna wipe and wipe. And we're really getting rid of 90% of what we already did, and we're just taking it off with a towel. Just a little white spirit. Wipe her down carefully. We may need to get a Q-tip involved. I hate bringing the Q-tip into the tool party, but you know, sometimes we need Mr. Q-tip. But we gotta just dumb this down, mellow it out, because the Japanese helicopters aren't really weathered. They keep them in really, really tip-top shape. But we do need to give it something. So we're gonna obviously miss all the little recesses with washing off this panel liner. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna soften it and mellow it out. And there we go. See? And we're just gonna wipe her down. And we don't need to be very specifically strategic about this. Anyone can do this. If I can do this, anyone can. Just get the paper towels in there and just keep wiping and wiping. Wiping. I'm wiping. And if there's a couple little dark spots here and there, that's fine. We want that. We want a little bit of some, contrast here and there, and we've made a clean spot. Oh shoot, that's fine. Right here, we can wipe a little there, wipe a little there, wipe a little here. And we're going to go through a few paper towels, and we may even end up using a few Q-tips to wash this panel liner back down to where we want it. This is the way to kind of panel line a giant model. And I've only been building big things forever, because I'm not that skilled to build something tiny and make it look amazing. But I could build something big and make it look pretty good. So, it's kind of my modus operandi. And let's get up here up top where you can see on camera what we're doing. We're clearing this off. Let's zoom in here a little bit. And we're going to wipe down. And you're going to use your thinner to get into some of those nooks and crannies. And we're going to reactivate the panel liner and then wipe it off with the paper towel so that it's really only in, the highs and lows, so to speak. Kind of like when your wife goes off her antidepressants during menopause. Don't ask me. I don't know anything. I disavow. And, the flat areas, easy enough. Wipe it down with some thinner. Wipe it down with a towel. Be careful not to catch on little antennas and the wire hooks and other things. But yeah, we're gonna keep wiping. So I'm going to spend the next probably half an hour or so, 20 minutes, I don't know. It's not that intense. Wiping the panel liner off, so we go from that dark there to that lighter, slightly less dark mess over there. And you could keep working this stuff over and over. When you're happy with it, you've Q-tipped it. So like we can grab a Q-tip and get that Q-tip in there, and we can go, inside these handles and wipe things off, because those handles are rather delicate and dirt can build up in those areas, in those recesses, and that's how we get it off of there. And we can go back over it with paper towel. And I'm trying to give you just like, this is what I'm doing. You don't have to do this. This is not necessary. I'm trying to make this thing look a little more IPMS Nats worthy, because the fine people at Agora have given me this honor of representing them with my model at their table. So it's no pressure at all, Ian. No pressure at all. Oh my God, I hope they bring me some chocolates or crisps or candies from the UK. I'm going to bring them beaver nuggets if I pass a Buc-ee's on the way up to Hampton, Virginia. Oh, they've got to have beaver nuggets. Oh my God. When Brits eat beaver nuggets, it's like, that's like an Instagram, YouTube worthy moment. Because they're just like, what is this? And they're like, I'm like, eat it. And Wayne and Esther, World of Wayne and his wife, lovely people they are, they lost their minds over the beaver nuggets, as did Wayne's family and kids and everybody. They all were just like, what in the devil's playground are these things? Like, that's beaver nuggets from a gas station. A gas station? I'm like, well, the world's largest gas station. I think they hold the Guinness Book record. Buc-ee's is amazing. And we're just going to keep kind of cleaning and wiping, and until I get this thing to a point where I'm happy. And then we're going to clear over everything once again. I might do some dry brushing on these engine exhausts. They need it. And then we will clear coat it, and then we're going to do decals. And I'll be back in a little while. A second for you people. Who knows, hours or days for me. Be right back. Okay, this probably doesn't look a whole lot different on camera because the GoPro sucks, but it's definitely got a patina to it now, which is kind of exactly what I was going for. Just a slightly weather-beaten patina, and in the spots you're really going to notice, you can just kind of, go over it with just a tiny bit of thinner on a paper towel and just clean it up a little bit. Generally, I was doing back to front. Don't do back to front, especially ladies during the number 2. Front to back. Front, back, drop. I've never experienced somebody who's done the back to front, but I couldn't imagine it's pleasant for their partner. But yeah, there we go. Oh man, Agora's gonna fire me. No, I'm gonna do a good job. They're gonna love this. I'm totally blindly optimistic that this is gonna be an IPMS Nets at a vendor table. Oh geez. Okay, so our paper towels, being made of the white cottony paper pulp material they are, have left a bit of a haze over this thing. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to dry brush a little bit of weathering onto these engine grills, and then I'm going to hit it with another coat of matte clear. And then we're going to hit it with decals. And then we're going to hit it with more matte clear. And then we're pretty much done, other than making some final weapons stowage items and putting some decals on them. Decals, decals, whatever. Aluminium, for my Australian friends. I just like saying that word. It's just so fun to say it that way. And yeah, there we go. So I'll be back in a sec. I think part 2 will be the final painting video that we do on this model. So be right back. Okay, everybody, the clear coat is down, and the chopper looks good. I'm pretty Apache. You adorable Apache. So now it's time for some decals, and we're gonna do the JGSDF decals, and I've got one of those red circles right here, and I've got a mug of warm tap water. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5. 5 Mississippi is usually good. We're going to take a little Mark, Mr. Hobby, Mr. Mark setter, and we're going to get this laid down. Ooh, carefully, and don't bump into things. We're gonna put down a little coat of this on this brown camo right here, because this is pretty much where this thing has to go. And we're gonna find some tweezers here somewhere. Okay, and let's see if it slides. And it's sliding. Very nice. And yeah, she's pretty well centered there. And now that we've got that, throw away the backing paper, get some Mr. Mark Softer from Mr. Hobby, and we're just gonna lay down a little coat of this stuff on top of here. Hopefully this will make it sink down into the panel line, which you can't really see at this angle. And we're just gonna leave it alone. And we're gonna do a whole bunch more decals, but that's the same process for all of these, is we're just gonna cut them out, soak them in warm water for 5 seconds, put on some Mr. Mark setter, slide the decal into place, paint a little Mr. Mark Softer on top, and leave it the hell alone. What we'll do is, in a little while, half an hour, we might put a little more Mr. Mark Softer on it very carefully. If it's on a lot of rivets or panel lines, you want to do multiple applications of Mr. Mark Softer, or whatever decal softening solution you like. I prefer these. Some people like Tamiya, some people like other brands. There's numerous brands. Solvaset, there's a lot of them. This one, I particularly just enjoy the Mr. Hobby one. That's my favorite. It works best for me, but you try your own stuff. I'm not telling you what to use. I'm telling you what works for me, and that's all. That's it. So I gotta put a bunch more of these on to the helicopter, and I'll see you guys in a little while. I'm gonna get a whole lot more decals on, because we've also got this big arse sheet of decals. Let's pull these out. Holy mother of baloney. That's a lot of decals. A lot of no steps, no push. But in Japan, there's not as many of these. So, and some of these we have replacements that are in Japanese. So like number 10 and 9 right there are replacing number 9 and 10 right here. Then number 23, that we still got to use. So yeah, there's a lot of decals. Some I'm going to use, some I'm not. It should be quite fun. I still have a few more bits to put on here, but I won't put them on until I'm done. I'll separately paint and weather those parts and then glue them on, because they're just too damn fragile to put on right now. So yeah, there we go. That's where we're at, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hey, it's been a marathon of work here in the good old Stain Labs. We've got our M tags on. I got to clean up some of the plastic. I got it foggy with rubber cement, but I did put my prismatic film and chrome film underneath it, and now I'm pretty much done with this thing. I got a few tiny decals to put on here and there, possibly, maybe a tiny bit. I don't know about dry brushing. I got to paint a few of these little details on the front of the cockpit. Some of the sensors, some of these little guys need to get some blacked in. The flare dispensers might need a little bit. of, you know, detail painting, but nothing crazy. But check out that sweet rack of Hellfires. Look at that. So that's going to go right there. Beautiful. There we go. That's it. And then we've got our Hydras. And I painted the tips on them with yellow and gunmetal. And I dry brushed a little bit. Did a little dry brushing because I saw it in photos. Even on Japanese helicopters, they get some wear. We got those. And then we have our little Stinger missiles. And those just pop onto those pegs at the edge of the wings. And what we end up with is a beautiful loadout of weapons. This thing looks awesome. This is sick. So really all I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some sensors. I got to put some of the clear lenses in here and here and on the other side. And then I'm done at that point. It's all finito. And I'll show it off on the base. And that's going to be the last you see of this until it ends up at IPMS Nationals. All right, be back in a sec. Okay, so here we go. I mean, obviously the main rudder blade's not on here yet. But, ASMR time. We're going to peel off the window masks for a cockpit. Oh, minimal bleeding. Very minimal. Almost none. Oh, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Why are you being a pain in the ass? Why are you embarrassing me in front of my friends on YouTube? Come on. Come on, Apache. There we go. I think we got... Yep. Oh, it looks good. It looks very good. Carefuling. Carefuling. Oh, yes. Oh, that looks so good. Let me put my my magnifier glasses on. I can't see anything up close anymore. It's all over. 46. I'm all done. No more up close vision. Just say goodbye. Say goodbye to seeing small things up close, Ian, without glasses. So yeah, here we go. Oh, look at the cockpit. Oh, it's so good. So good. All right, and what we're going to do now is we're going to pry open the cockpit doors because I've got a lot of black tack. Look at all that goopy black tack that's in there. I got to pull all this out. This is going to take a while. I was doing this to seal them in from paint seepage because the doors, they close well, but they're not, airtight. I mean, it's a model, not a real helicopter. So we do need... Let me take my sacrificial lump of rando putty and I got to suck all this off of here. Ah, I broke it again. Son of a bitch. Okay, so this little guy was right here, and I was like, oh yeah, I can glue it on now. It's fine. No, it was not fine. It was not ready. I did that prematurely. Put those on absolutely like dead last. Like with the rear rotor blade, like with the main rotor, like dead last. Like just put them on at the very end. Look at all this. Oh. There we go. There we are. Yeah, a bigger clump of putty will take off the smaller clumps of putty. And then, and then. And we're gonna, yeah, see, we gotta peel open the pilot's hatch. See, and that's how you get it off. Yeah, what a mess. I gotta glue that thing back onto the engine nacelle. And then put on the main rotor blade and the radar dish. But I mean, they just press on. Like, it's very simple. But let me do this, and I'll get the main rotor blade and the main dish, the Longbow and radar, installed it. And I'll be back to show you this thing on the diorama base in just a minute. Be right back. Okay, everybody, we're back. Everything is installed. And let's see, cockpit lights. Trust me, they're working. Regular lights. And then the flash, and we got this green guy here. This one is obviously dead. The tail light up here works, and the green light on the other leather wing works. Let me see if I can get an overhead view for you. Let's see. Sony Cam. There we go. That little green nav light. Oh, I moved this thing. It's still drying. Be careful with these. They're very delicate. But yeah, you can see the blinking. You see this. You can see that. The cockpit, it's kind of hard to see. It's green. It's lit. It's awesome. Let's go back to the other view. Now, this is going to be really friggin' loud. Oh, I got to lube the tail rotor. I'm just going to hang back because this thing's friggin' noisy. Then we're going to hit the radar. There goes the radar. Turns it back off. And the MTADs, that's going side to side. Doesn't go very far, but it's moving. And chain gun. I don't know if I can get this on camera or not. It lights up. And some missile fire. There we go. Very cool. And I hit the engine shutdown button. There we go. You got to make sure your gearbox is not tight. Make sure everything in here is lubed really well. I would lube under it, on top of it, everywhere. Same thing back here. You saw I had to give my little tail rotor a bit of a kickstart there. And it's because there's the tiniest bit of friction between the ring that holds on the ball bearing and the tail rotor. There's a tiny bit of friction. I may actually end up reaming that out a little bit. But let's go ahead and put our bearing back in place. Stuff that on there nice and snug. Let's see what happens here. And if we hit the rotor, there we go. Okay, I don't want to hear that again. But yeah, so make sure the ball bearing, the little ring around it is lubed up properly. You want to just, make sure that's in the right lubrication class. And these tail rotors look like they're wobbling when they're spinning, but they're at different angles ever so slightly. Which is by design, it appears. So I'm not going to question it. But yeah, if we turn this back on. Okay, we got to turn off the remote, turn on the power switch, turn on the remote. Then everything works. And see, I'm probably going to sand that ring down a little bit in there. Yeah. So that's the order. So turn on the base, turn on the remote. Then when you're done, turn off what doesn't matter. Turn them both off. Otherwise, it does not want to start up. So if you have the remote on before you turn on the base, apparently it doesn't like it. Let's see. Remote on, base on, nothing. Base off, remote off, base on, one Mississippi, remote on. Yep, that's clearly, so that's the powering order, is make sure the red light on the remote is off before you turn on the base. Then turn on the base, then hit the power button on the remote. It'll turn red, and you need CR 2025 batteries for this. Just in case you missed that. But yeah, make sure you use a brand new fresh battery in here. Make sure you fully charge your battery in the base, because I apparently left my base turned on the last time I put it away, so my internal battery was dead. I had a backup from the zero, which I've plugged in. But make sure your battery's fully charged. This will not power properly off of just USB alone. It's not enough amperage. Oh my God, my alarm. Okay. So yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. You know where to see this. I've said it a million times. If you want to see it in person, in a couple weeks, not even, maybe a week and a half, it'll be up there in Virginia at the thing with the 4 letters. Yeah, that place. Yeah. So there we go. Looking forward to not looking forward to the 10-hour plus drive to get to Virginia, but okay. Either way, thank you for watching. We loved having you here for this awesome build. We'll see you next time on Pit Sane Hobbies. Remember to like, subscribe, click the links to Agora below, and I'll see you next time. Adios, everybody.